Hi. Hello. How are you doing today? I'm a little dark here, Andre. Hang on. That's better. Hi. How are you doing? Um, I hope you can see and hear me. Oh, I look tired, don't I? I feel like I'm all black and anyway. Hi. I know somebody's in here. Please say hi. I hope you had a great weekend. I did. But we'll talk about that a little later when we have more people in here. Um, so yeah, let me know those who are in here. Let me know how you're doing. How was your weekend? I would love to know. So yeah, this this live won't be that long today because I'm tired and I'm spent. Uh, yeah, those are two different feelings, right? You can be tired and then you can just be pooped out or spent or whatever is the nicest way of saying it. So yeah. Ooh, but yeah, please say hi. Even if you just want to work and look, whatever. I feel like I'm just talking to myself here, which, well, honestly, I am talking to myself, but yeah, that's it. Yeah. I got home, what, 5 hours ago? And the first thing I did was my sister-in-law was here, and I asked her if she brought needles to the ear acupuncture. And she did, and I was like, "Can you please put some in my ears?" Both because of the withdrawal symptoms that I have had and just to relax a little. So she put in the needles. I was laying on the bed for like an hour just snoozing a little. I wasn't sleeping, it was just relaxing. But yeah, it was nice. Hmm. I wonder if anybody will show up today because, hi, I'm basically talking to myself here. But yeah, let's see. We'll just keep it going for a little while longer. And if not, I'm just going to end this one because, yeah, I want people to respond. I want people to talk to me back, talk back to me. Because if I'm basically just, I don't know, talking to the to the void, then what's fun in that? I mean, then I can go, I don't know, spend some time with my husband. That is my plan after this life. I haven't seen him since, oh, what was it? About 1 p.m. Friday. So, yeah, it's been a long time by now. Yeah, let's see. Oh, sorry. Let's see. I know I was a little late putting up the announcement for this live, but I wasn't home, so it's a little hard. And yeah, and I mean, if I have to end this live early, then I'll just tell you all about the retreat on Tuesday when I have my women chat. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think let's give it one more minute, and then it's been 5 minutes without anybody in here. So I'll just, you know, hi. Oh, you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Hi, really. How are you doing? So at least I have somebody to talk to. I wonder what's everybody doing today. I mean, yeah, I was late. I know. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Actually, people are trickling in. I just need to say that I'm not going to stay here. People are coming. Yay. I am so tired. It's crazy. I haven't been sleeping all week. And yeah. Then I had to drive to the retreat and back from the retreat, the the trip home was a lot better because I had people in the car. So we were talking, so that was a little easier. Driving there on my own was a little, loud music and wind coming in, and yeah, interesting. But yeah, I am tired. I need to sleep for like, I don't know, 3 weeks or something. But I don't look that bad, do I? At least I don't have the black rings and everything. Sometimes I do, like, I look like death. I think actually the ear acupuncture helped. Um, so that I when I came home, it was like, well, yeah. Diamond Hat, I'm doing great. I just found out that my son's boot camp graduation is November 10th. I'm extremely excited. That's so soon. That's in a month. Yay. So, sorry, what will he be doing after the boot camp graduation? So will he stay in the army, or where in the army will he be staying? He's in Georgia. Okay. Is that far away from you? I keep forgetting where you live, especially with the both the pain brain and the tired brain. That isn't a good mix. I have to say so. So yeah. So we have two more people in here but you, and they're just very, very quiet. That's okay. But yeah, we'll hope people will trickle in a little by little, hopefully. Let's see. Let's see. Diamond Heart, he has to go to his specialized training for driving tanks. Ooh, that is cool. My brother just told me the funniest story the other day. So he sent me it's called OSUT, OSUT. Huh, that is cool. So the other day, my brother sent me this GIF with Barbie Girl in it, and I was like, "Is there something you want to tell me?" And he was like, "Yeah, this little thing that apparently heard Barbie Girl, and now she's loving it." I was like, "Oh, that is so cute. I mean, I'm a Barbie girl." So he sent me a video of Rosa basically hanging out in a chair, you know, bouncing, with her legs to Barbie Girl. And I said to my brother, you know what? I have to go tell one of my friends this because she's going to love it. And he was like, why? It's like, oh, because she's been an Aqua fan for like, I don't know, 30 years or so. It's like, oh, so does she know that his name is Søren from Aqua, spent his bachelor party up here where I was in the army, when I was in the army. And he spent it in one of those driving tanks. And the rest of the guys from Aqua was there too. And that specific tank has their autographs all over on the inside. I was like, that's kind of cool. I haven't told her yet because I haven't had the time, but that's kind of cool. Sadly, my brother wasn't there because he was home on the weekend, but yeah, it was the sergeant that got to drive them around. You don't know where he ended up yet. Hopefully not too far away. Otherwise, it's a good thing that we have these cell phones with camera and video and everything. Yeah, right? I thought that was kind of funny when he told me. So yeah. And now she's sick. He sent me a message earlier like, guess who just came home vomiting and with a fever? I was like, is she about yay high with blonde hair and very adorable? She's like, yeah, yeah. Apparently, our mother showed up on his doorstep at 7 minutes to 8 a.m. and demanded to get Rosa that day. Luckily, Rosa wanted to go with her grandma because I can only imagine the drama if Rosa had said no. Oh dear. But who shows up before 8 o'clock in the morning? I would have basically opened the window, looked down, and said, come back in about 2 or 3 hours, closed the window, and gone back to bed. Yeah, 8 o'clock is way too early. But that's just me. I mean, despite I've been up around 7 or 7:30 Saturday and today, I'm so tired. Because of the retreat. So we had to get up and get breakfast, and that is a big breakfast. There were buns and, cold cuttings and yogurts and coffees and iced coffees and juice and water and vegetables and everything you want to have for breakfast. There were eggs. You could boil your own eggs. Some of the other places, they had them pre-boiled, and they would be, kind of overboiled by the time you get to them. But here you boiled your own eggs. I was like, that is cool. That way I can get my eggs nice and warm and just the way I want them. So that's kind of cool. And then from breakfast on, they starved us the entire day. Because we got breakfast, and at 10 a.m. we got, coffee and fruit. Then at 12 we had lunch. Then at 3 p.m. we got coffee and cake. Well, coffee, tea, juice, whatever, and cake. Then at 6 p.m. we had dinner, and oh my God, there was so much, and it was so delicious. And then at 8:30 p.m. we had coffee and tea and cake and whatnot. And then we had to wait all the way to 8 p.m. the next morning to have breakfast. So you see, this stuff does. You get up at 4 or 5 a.m. Yeah, I remember you telling that. I mean, some days I've been in bed for like an hour and a half when you get up. I could actually, some days I don't go to bed until 4 just because we forget time. But that isn't the best solution ever, to just stay up that long. But yeah. I was actually up at 4 a.m. this morning. Yeah. I have been, I don't know. You would be in shock from the cake sugar. They weren't really that sweet. Some of the cake we got last night. That was it was so delicious. It was kind of like a brownie, and then on top they had this kind of like a chocolate mousse. That was so good. um, but yeah, after a while, because it wasn't on something cold, you didn't need to anyway. But they got a little mushy, so you basically we had these little spatulas to take them with, but after a while you needed to grab them with your fingers, because if you tried to use the spatula, you were basically just moving everything around. Uh, if I want to get some what? Yeah, but yeah, it's been an amazing weekend, and I've been very, very socialized. So yeah, but last night I didn't get dinner because at that time I basically just, I wasn't hungry. I've been fed like a gazillion times yesterday. So when we got to dinner, I was like, I have been socialized the entire day. I have been talking and I've been listening to people talk. I need to go back, lay down on my bed, and just nobody's talking around me, just, yeah. So I was there for what? An hour and a half, just me, maybe two, I don't know. I was there sitting, knitting, listening to some music on TV, on low, just, but it's something else just listening to music and just, or then hearing people talking and talking and talking and laughing very loud and, yeah. Oh, it's okay. I can stay a little longer. I mean, if it's just you and me talking and nobody else shows up, then maybe, you know, 10 minutes or so. I like talking to you. But yeah, that was a lot of food. And last night I was like, yeah, I don't. So my roommate came in. She's one of my friends from the same town that I live in, and she came in after dinner. Was like, yeah, I thought I'd find you here. And she was like, yeah, we were having dinner, and I was like, what? Where did Mia go? I mean, did she sit at some of the other table? And she was like, no, I can't see her because I had a knitted dress on yesterday. So she basically looked around and like, yeah, I don't see that red dress, a multi-red color dress. And people were like, have you seen Mia anywhere? I was like, no, no. Oh, um, do we need to grab some food, put some food aside for her? And my friend was like, no, I don't think that's necessary. I think it's just she needs some quiet time. And he was just, going to the room to get something, and she needed to see, okay, she's there, nothing has happened or anything. But I was just, by that time I was ready to go out and be social again. Yeah. Oh, then last night when I came out to be social again, then another one, I know her, but I didn't know her that well at the time. So I came up to this room filled with couches, and I went to my friend, and we were sitting down, and then that mutual friend, she looked up at me like, can I go home with you? Like, can I come home with you? And I was like, what? Um, I again, remember, I was tired and fatigued and pooped and whatnot. So I was like, you what? It took me way too long to understand what she was talking about. I was like, yeah, can I drive with you to your town? Oh, yeah, sure. I was like, why do you want to come home with me? I don't get it. Oh dear. Yeah. I'm not hungry, but I'm trying to stay awake by nibbling some nuts. But yeah. And then, hey, that's my sister. Hi, Leah. Um, so yeah, she drove home with us, and I was like, okay, three people. People have been buying yarn. I had my suitcase. They had the suitcases. We all brought our own pillows. Um, all the knitting bags and everything. It was like, how how am I gonna how are we gonna fit all of that, in the car, in the trunk? And also remember, I have Rosa's seat in the car, and I didn't think about, taking that one out because it was just supposed to be me and my friend on the way home. Um, so I was a little, but we did it. I had my pillow in front of Rosa's chair, and my friend had her backpack between her legs when we drove home, and everything was like Tetris, and like, yeah, yeah, and I could still look to to the rear view mirror. Oh my god, what's I had today? You work in a high school? Dawn! Yay, see, people are showing up. How are you doing, sweetie? Yeah. I'm like, I need about a week without seeing anybody in real life, This is okay. I don't, I'm talking to you guys, and that's fine. I just don't need, in my space. So yeah. Leah, how's the teenager doing? But yeah, we got home in one piece. I was like, okay, you guys, you need to talk either with me or with each other, because I'm tired. But it was fun. And I found out that if you're overly tired from no sleep in a week, knitting is hard. Yeah. Um, I was I talked to my brother Thursday night, and I understood what you were meaning. Um, so I was like, "What color do you want this specific dress to be?" Because I want to knit on it on the retreat. And he was like, "Well, that is a beautiful color. Um, but really, could you knit her a cardigan or maybe a sweater because that is what she need for her kindergarten?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Um, but then I need to find another kind of yarn because this won't be good for that. So I had some, wool with this coating on so you can wash it in your washer on a regular program because most of my yarn you can't do that. So I had this beautiful, nope, it's not in here. It's in the bedroom still. Um oh, she's tired today, Leah. It's what was she doing yesterday since she's tired? But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, the sweater. So I sent my brother some pictures. Like I have this green, this orange, and this dark purple. And he was like, "Well, Rosa do like, blue and yellow at the moment." And I was like, "No, I do not knit in." He has this Danish soccer team that he loves, and I'm like, I don't knit in those colors. And by the way, I don't have very much yellow color and yellow yarn anyway, but I can knit you something in blue and white. That is the opponent soccer team. And he was like, "Nope." Oh, you were celebrating her birthday. You didn't send an invite to me. I mean, you didn't know necessarily that I wasn't supposed to be home this weekend. Um, yeah. So I tried starting on that stupid sweater 4 times before I succeeded. So I've basically been knitting this much the entire weekend. I feel very productive. And then was like the fourth time I needed to start over was like, oh, I'm knitting this on too small a needle. I'm like, maybe I should just try something else. I had brought other things. Hi, Gail. How are you doing? But then I got stubborn. I was like, you know what? This tired brain, and I don't know what else brain. We can do this. I mean, like, kind of like the guy from 51st Dates. You can do it. Hi, Tanya. So yeah, I got stubborn. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. I started it and I got way further than any of the other times. So now I'm like, yeah, I got this. I got this. And then my friend who was also there, it's just because you're diamond painting too much. And I was like, I'm sorry. Who told you you can curse at me? Yeah. But I know I have been diamond painting more than I've been knitting. But I mean, you don't forget how to knit. I mean, you just don't. No, you just don't have. You shouldn't be so tired. That's the reason. So yeah. But the ear acupuncture hopefully helps a little. And then last night I tried having some pillows under my feet to elevate them a little. And I did fall asleep rather quickly, but I forgot to turn off my 1:30 alarm clock that I usually have for taking my nighttime medication. Yeah, that was very popular, by the way. My friend woke up too. She told me this morning, she was like, "What are you doing?" And then just pulled the duvet over her head. And I was like, and then she was laughing because the minute that alarm went off, I just like, oh, turned around and knocked it off and like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I woke up. I've been sleeping for what, an hour and a half maybe, and I didn't sleep again. Nope. Maybe like 5 minutes there and 10 minutes there, maybe, but not real. I mean, like, so with this morning, I was like, how am I gonna be able to drive home? But I did. But the other woman who was driving with us was like, you know what? If you're too tired, just tell me and I will drive. Like we're gonna try it, and if it's too hard for me, we're just gonna switch. But I did it. I did it. And now it will be an entire year until I see all of those women again. Yeah, but it's fun. It's kind of like it's once a year, and I want to do it despite me having to, I don't know, have more pain and be more tired, and so it's worth it once a year. I mean, if we were meeting up more often, not so much. But once a year is okay. And we did get some newer, younger ones to be there this year because usually, I mean, some of the years me and my friend has been some of the youngest, and I mean, like we're mid 40s almost. So we do need some younger ones to come in and you know be a part of it. One day they'll have to be the ones that arrange these weekends. Otherwise, it'll die out because a lot of the women are like 70 plus. So they're not young. Not young at all. But it's fun. And we learn so much from each other. We do this little workshop and like when we're planning everything, we have the planners that find out where we're staying and find the prices and take reservations and everything. But then when everything is planned and we know who's coming and we go like, okay, do you have any ideas for workshops? Who do we want to invite um, to give a seminar? And we're like, oh, I would love to learn how to knit backwards. I mean, like not frog it, but knit backwards so you don't have to purl. And I was like, oh, I know how to do that. Let me give that workshop. And someone like, I would love to know how to knit my socks toe up. No, I know that. I'll make that workshop. And it is amazing because you learn from each other. And it's both, the oldest and the youngest that has these experiences and know how to do it. And they're not, teachers. So it is a little, oh, this is how I'm doing it. This might not be the way others doing it, but this is what I do. And it's amazing. I mean, yeah, I like that. It's kind of like even in diamond painting, you're like, how do I get my squares to sit, you know, flush or the edges to be straight? And it's basically the same, or I'm cramping my hand. What can I do different? But by the way, that's the same in knitting. If you're gripping your needles too tight, you will cramp your hands. And some people, I don't get how they're doing it, but apparently, kind of like stabber Mike stabby tweezers, when they're moving the stitches, they keep poking themselves. These aren't that McStabby ones, but they keep poking themselves, so they end up having holes in their fingers. And I'm like, how how do you do that? Because when I'm moving my stitches, I'm basically, doing it like this, but other people are basically, I think that, how can you see, basically doing it like this, and then of course they stab themselves. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah. And as always, I think I've done that for the past at least 3 years. Every time I arrive, And we start out our retreat with having coffee and saying hi and welcome and greeting everybody. Um, and then I sent David a picture of the cake that we're having. Basically, go like, look, they're already starving us. And he sends me some laughing smiley back. It's basically a tradition by now. Diamond Heart, I told one of my friends that 20 years ago, men were the topic of conversation. Now it's eyesight and medicine. Yeah. And old women hobbies. That's what my brother says. He loves all the knitting that I knit for Rosa. But he's like, yeah, you're like the grandma. And I'm like, I'm sorry. What? Then you're like her grandpa because, my brother was almost 40 when, well, he was 38 when he had Rose. I was like, you do know that some people became grandparents at around 40? So basically, you're her grandparent. But yeah, I mean, I had a girl in my class. She was 18 when she got her first kid, a girl. And then when her kid turned 18, she got pregnant. So she was a grandma at 39, I think. The funny thing is, though, that she had a new husband, she got a new boyfriend or husband, I don't know, a year before or 2 years before that. And he wanted kids, and she was not really that old, right? She was 37 or something when they were talking about, having kids. And for it being her fourth kid, 38 isn't bad. So what ended up happening was that she became a grandma, and then 14 days later, she became mom for her fourth kid. Oh, maybe she birthed first and then her daughter, but yeah, that's kind of funny, isn't it? That they were giving birth at the same time almost. And the boys are so close just because, they're so close in age. But I find it kind of funny that she became a grandma and a mom at the same time. That's funny. And I remember asking her, so how does it feel to be a grandma and a new mom? And she was, you know what? If my daughter has to do something and I'm taking care of it and he's getting hungry, I'm ready. We're like, yeah, well, I see that. I mean, it does take a village. And way back in time, the babies went from woman to woman. And if the kid got hungry, the woman who had milk fed it. That's basically how they did it. But yeah. Cheers. This is your reminder to remember to hydrate. Basically, this is a reminder for me too, because I haven't been hydrating enough this weekend. I mean, usually I have these. There's a liter in here. And I know I have to drink 2 of those in a day. And I didn't bring it. So I've been trying to know, like, how much did I drink? And I'm like, not enough anyway. So yeah. Oh, have you seen my new earrings? I inherited those from my mother-in-law. I just got them, and I needed to try them on. Yeah, like brothers, but in 2 different homes. Yeah. So now I carry a little bit of my mother-in-law. I also got these ones. And they're gold, both of them, but the light is horrible. Right? They're very pretty. And then I can't remember. I think this little bracelet, it's a baby bracelet, is from David's maternal grandmother. So his sister asked if maybe Rosa would want something from her uncle's side of the family. I just need to make it a little bigger because I'm worried that she can, if she will be able to fit this little one very long. So I need to go to a jeweler and ask her. Gail, same thing happened to me, but it was my stepdaughter. Our kids were raised together. That is so cool. I mean, one of the women who was at the retreat, we talked about, having siblings very, with a big age gap. And one of the women told me that their mom got their fifth kid the same year that she got her first grandchild. And I was like, that is wow. I mean, it still amazes me because that basically means that you have either had your kids very early or you have kids over a long span of time. But yeah. Leah, are you still in here? So yeah. But I mean, can you imagine having two, I don't know, how would you say that? Two, I mean, first you have litters. Would it be if you had animals? But two litters of kids, one very early and then another one later, because my friend ended up having two kids with her new boyfriend husband. So she's now the mother of five. I mean, the younger brother was born about 2 years later. So I was like, she had two batches of kids. I was like, that is wow. That is amazing. I mean, I remember telling her, in Denmark, it's normal to be like you are having 1.8. The norm is 1.8 child per family. And I told her one day, you know what? You took care of my share of that. And she was laughing. Yeah. Well, that is okay. I mean, I have you and your kids and my kids. Like, yeah, that's good. That I don't need to feel sorry then for not bringing in my 1.8 child in the system. And I mean, some people do get a lot of kids. Most people do get two. So, yeah. And then I go every time people say, yeah, every family get 1.8 children. And I'm like, so what part of the kid is the point oh? I mean, are they missing a arm or a leg or and people don't get it. Yeah. That is my weird, wicked humor again. So yeah, that is me. And can you imagine some of the women over there say that I talk a lot? I have no idea where they got that idea. Wait, my oldest is 40 and my youngest is 18. That's a 22-year-old gap. Wow. So your oldest could basically be the parent of your younger one. It's kind of cool, really. I remember when I was, how old was I? My mom was 40 and they had a friend who got pregnant and at 40 and she had a daughter my age, 17 or 18 at that time. And that daughter was horrified that her mom were going to have a child when she was that old. And I remember looking at my mom because I was kind of horrified too at that time. And I was like, you know what? If you and dad would ever get pregnant again, which they couldn't, anyway, they couldn't. But I was like, if you and dad were ever to have a child in your age, I would remove it from you and raise it myself. I'm like, you can't have kids when you're that old. And I'm like, 40 isn't old. But when you're 17, 18, 40 is way old. No, Grants, I'm sorry. they need to get a move on, 40, they need to skedoodle and give you some grants. But then again, my mom was, hang on, 3 years ago, my mom was 64. So she was 64 when she had her one and only grandchild. And my dad was 68. Yeah, 64 and 68. That were my parents when they had their first grandchild and only grandchild. So, I mean, some just have to wait. And for years, my mom was like, well, you're not giving us any grandchildren. And like, why would I? I mean, hello, buddy, anyway. So I was like, why would you care? Because I still remember you telling me at 20 that I should know that if I would have kids, it wouldn't be her job to take care of them. And I was like, well, if I do have kids, I don't get kids for other people to take care of them. So why are you telling me this? And now she's basically wanting to take care of Rosa all the time. So, I mean, something changed between then and now. Maybe it's because he just got that one grandchild. I don't know. I'm not really sure if David and I had had kids that kid would have been spoiled just as much as Rosa is. But, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But yeah, she is sick today. I mean, my mom did, like I said earlier, my mom showed up at 7:53 a.m. and, basically demanded to get Rosa, and Rosa wanted to go. And then she came home vomiting and with a fever. And I'm like, what were you doing with her? I mean, what were you giving her that made her vomit? I mean, I don't know. I just hope that she feels better by tomorrow because Monday is my Monday. And I haven't been seeing her for the past few weeks since I was sick and then she was sick and now she's sick again. But fall is coming. Yes, there is still hope. But I mean, I wish for you that you're not too old because sometimes it gets harder. The older you get, it's getting harder, to follow along. I mean, my mom is still kind of young at heart because she's been running half marathons and she's swimming and biking her bike everywhere, so she's still kind of young at heart, so she can follow along. My dad can't. um, he's this sitting still granddad who's making music and being the fun granddad, but he isn't running around with her, which, I mean, you don't have to be running around. I remember when my sister, if she's still in here, I don't know, when her kids were younger, I wasn't able, I wasn't allowed to lift a whole lot. So I couldn't, I did it sometimes anyway, but I wasn't able, to throw them in the air and swing them and everything. And all that funny, grabbing them and throwing them on a couch and stuff like that. That was what David did. But they knew if they wanted to get a book read or to build something or play a game or something, then I was the one. So kid learned that very fast. And basically Rosa is learning the same. I mean, we do the gymnastics and we go to the playgrounds and stuff like that. But I'm not, you know, what would you call that? I'm not the one that's jumping and you know lifting her and whatever. I mean, I had to for the gymnastics, but I would feel it in my body the next day anyway. So she knows, I will sit on the floor with her and we'll play with her plastic food and whatever. Yeah, roughhousing, exactly, Dawn. And I can tickle her and stuff like that. but it isn't a rough one. It's just, a little more relaxed, and she loves it. She loves to cuddle, and then sometimes when she's running around being 3 years old and I don't know, loud noises, then often I see her running around to David and step up and she's just looking at him, expecting him to kind of run with her or play, a game of hide and seek around the house. And she's screeching whenever, David is poking his head around the corner, and there she comes like screeching and then running the other way around. And then David pretends to run after her, and then he turns 180. And then when she comes around the corner again, she's like, eek, and then and then yeah, that's fun. And then she plays with the kittens, and who aren't kittens anymore. They're yeah. Well, a kitten is still a kitten until they're two, right? I don't know. I don't know. Ouch. Oh, I'm gonna love myself tomorrow. Maybe it's a good thing if Rosa is sick. But if she isn't, then I'm gonna put my bag and my head on ignore. Rough housing. That's a funny word, rough housing. The Danish word is tumle, but I don't even know how to translate that. Tumbling, maybe, like you're roughing them around and moving them and stuff like that. Oh, John, Rosa is a beautiful little girl. She's going to be a nug out when she grows up. Yes. And she has her first boyfriend. I was like, when I, I wrote to, did I talk to him or were we writing? And then I was like, so what are you going to do when Rosa has her first boyfriend? It's like, oh, she already has it. I'm like, yeah, but when, she gets her first real boyfriend, I mean, like, when she was a baby, he was like, yeah, well, Rosa isn't allowed to move out and get a boyfriend on before she turns 30. I was like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm like, so maybe that he's, has a change of heart now that she's a little older. But she is a beautiful little girl. She's on my computer screen with one of her big, big smiles. Maybe I need to do a collage of my sister's girls and then Rosa, so I have all four of them. But I need new pictures of the girls then. Diamond Heart, you only hope to have some energy left for the littles. You know what? You'll find it. I learned that with Rosa. Basically, I know I'm always fatigued and in pain and stuff like that, but I choose because I have her once a week when not one of us is sick. I find that energy because that is important for me, that she never feels that she's a burden, that she never feels that her auntie can't, you know, um, oh, what's the word? Of Rosa? I think I can. Hang on. You need to find. I think it's a few weeks ago I showed a picture of her. This is Rosa. My little princess. She's beginning to look more like a mix of her parents, and at the same time, when she was born, she looked like my cousin's kids when they were born. Hey Chantel, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean I'm biased, but she's adorably cute, just like my sister's three girls. You remember the oldest one of my sisters is turning 19. Oh dear. I'm tired, Chantal. I've been at a knitting retreat all weekend. So I'm just tired. But I mean, I needed to go talk with you guys, even though there aren't that many people. It's good to see you all. But yeah. Oh, I need to show you another one. I told her, Rosa, can you look at Auntie? And she did. I mean, she didn't look at the camera. She, turned around to look at me. I love that picture. It's so funny. And it's basically showing her personality. She was looking at the camera, wasn't looking at Auntie. It was like, hey, Auntie. She's going to be a hoot when she grows up. Thank you, everybody. Everybody is saying hello and hi. She is Dawn. She is so adorable. I mean, she can take those, funny pictures where she's, telling me something and she has chocolate in her mouth, but she's still adorable. Yeah. She and I misses our summer when we didn't have to wear jackets and could, be outside. But, summer is back before you know it. I'm just sad that it's kind of like, okay, 7 o'clock and it's basically dark outside. I mean, 3 months ago, it wouldn't get real dark until 11 or 12 p.m. I mean, I need my summer. But yeah, my little baby. So I haven't been diamond painting for 3 whole days now. Yeah. Why did I forget my knitting in the bedroom? Because I wanted to show you what I'm knitting. And I don't have a picture of it right here. Maybe I'll show you in my Web and Chat on Tuesday. I will show you the pattern that I'm knitting on. I mean, I had, when you're knitting something and you have this pattern in it where you make holes, where you make you wrap around the needle, then you get these little, you need to follow them, what do you need to do to get these wraps. And I had 2 of those patterns. I'm like, why do I have 2? Because I can only see one at this sweater. So what is the other one supposed to be? And I was so sure that I had read the pattern. And today I was like, can you see where this is supposed to be? And one of them was like looking, and they're looking at the pictures and like, no. And then, oh, look, it isn't the same pattern on the sweater that as the one on the dress. And I'm like, I didn't notice that. And it even says in the beginning of the pattern, you get to choose which of these 2 that you want to use in your sweater and dress. And I was like, you know what? I need sleep. I'm like, why? I was so sure, I've read everything, and apparently I hadn't. So yeah, a week without sleep is a bad thing. So I hope tonight will be better, because there won't be any alarms waking me up after an hour and a half. And hopefully the ear acupuncture would have done something, and also the lifting up of my legs. So let's see. Hopefully, I need a whole night's sleep. Cheers. I'm almost done with row 2 of my diamond painting. That will hopefully be tomorrow. So yeah. Then I will need to take a picture, which I need to turn the diamond painting around. So that'll be a whole lot easier. Right now I have stuff all over my table because I just got home and, I basically unloaded everything on the table. So I can't even diamond paint even if I wanted to. But yeah. Do you like cashews? I know they're not for everybody, especially when they're not roasted. It was my father-in-law's favorite nut. So they often had this little bowl with cashews in it. And I just, started loving them as well. But I know. You love cashews, Dawn? It's one of those nuts that people either love them or they hate them. It's the same with the darn it, what's the name of them? The pecan ones. It's kind of like you either love them or you hate them. At least over here, I like them. I mean, I basically like most of the nuts, and they're healthy if you don't eat them. Gail love cashews as well. I like, have you seen them when they're growing? It looks so funny. It's kind of like this big apple, and then the little cashew is underneath of it. It's like, so what are you going to do with this whole big thing on top of it? What happens with that one? And I can't remember. I've been told before, but I just can't remember. Dawn is eating pumpkin seeds. I like those as well. I do love sunflower seeds a little better. Yeah, those I like a lot too. If you're having a salad or something. But pumpkin seeds is good. I've never tried making them myself, from a pumpkin, but you love most nuts too, Don? Yeah. I'm always wondering, if you buy the pumpkin seeds, they're green. So how do they get them to be green? Because when you pull them out from the pumpkin, they're white. So I was like, how are they treating them to become green? I don't know. I never asked Google about that. I do ask Google a whole lot of stuff, but that one, not so far. But maybe some of you know it. That would be today's question. How does the pumpkin seed turn green? I don't know. There's an outer shell that's white. Oh, so you need to remove that before you can get into the. But I've seen people basically just taking the pumpkin seeds that they pull out and then throwing them on a pan. So that is wrong. You need to remove the white stuff to get into the. I had no idea. Huh. Thank you, Dawn. I didn't know that. Maybe when we're having our. Yes, I know that, Diamond Heart. I know that the cashew shells are poisonous. We're having a pumpkin carving day in our owners association in 3 weeks, I think it is. 2 or 3 weeks. Anyway, but then I have to try and save some of the pumpkin seeds just to open them up and see. But yeah, I did know that the shells are poisonous. Have you ever tried opening up an almond on your own? Hi, Catherine, sweetie. How are you doing? I'm not going to stay much longer because, yeah. But I've been trying to opening up an almond, in the shell. And that's not easy. I mean, I felt like picking up a hammer and just smashing it because I prefer buying my almonds like this. That way I don't have to take them out of the shell. I can't remember who it was that had bought them in the shell. And I was like, this is just too much work. Too much work. And we have a marzipan company here in Denmark called Odense. And we have this little joke about, because the almonds that they're using is without the brown coating on it. And we're like, you know what? It's all these little child laborers in their basement, and this is, rough humor again. Okay, I'm not. I don't mean any of this, but in their basement of the factory, all these little child laborers are sitting, pumping the brown shell of the almonds so that they can make them into marzipan. And this again it's horrible humor, I know, but that's a joke that we've been having for the past 20 years. So it's way before Me Too and everybody getting um, more sensitive about how you're saying certain things. You like marzipan, Dawn? I'm not really a big fan. Isn't that weird? I love the almond, but I don't like marzipan. It's kind of too sweet for me. It's the same. I love grapes, but I'm allergic to raisins. So yeah, it's kind of weird sometimes. Ooh, I have to ask you all. Did you get anything yesterday? Who bought something yesterday? Let me know. I didn't because I wasn't home. And I didn't have any that were like, ooh, I need to have this one. I mean, this Spangler one was cute, but you didn't buy anything, Dawn? Okay. But yeah, it's so funny whenever I see a Spangler one, it's like 50 something by 50 something. I'm like, that is too small. I'm crazy. I know that. As a 50 by 50 something would be like a snack size in my world. It would take about, I don't know, 14 days or so. And it wouldn't probably, but tired. But yeah. I mean, Dawn, you'd be able to do the new Spangler one in a week or so. Maybe 3 days, 4 days, maybe. What are you working on right now, Dawn? And what is everybody else working on? That is a good question. What are you working on right now? I want to know. Well, I would love to know. Oh, yeah, you're working on Moon Goddess. I found out that there is two versions of that one. There's the first version that sold out. Then apparently they changed something in her face for the new one that just got released when it was restocked. And I had no idea until I saw a side by side picture. You're almost half done, Dawn? Yes, of course you are. I mean, I'm not even surprised. But that was kind of interesting because I didn't know that they would make new versions when restocking. But maybe they weren't, 100% happy with the first rendering. I don't know. I don't know. It's just interesting. Hi, Paige. How are you doing, sweetie? My daughter just went to sleep. I'm impressed you're still alive considering the treat and everything. I'm not gonna stay much longer, Paige. How are you doing with the baby and the school and everything? Dawn, which one did I like more? Yeah, which one? I actually kind of like both of them because the biggest difference was in her face. You know, the glittery thing in her face here on her um on her face here, and it's basically just a little more glitter than the first version. Catherine is still doing Harry Potter and is almost finished. I wish I could say the same. I wish I could say the same. Maybe I'm watching too much Supernatural and I forget to diamond paint. I don't know. We'll see this week. We'll see this week. But yeah, hopefully I won't be so tired I can't do anything at all because then I won't be doing any diamond painting. Oh, my sister-in-law brought me this salt caramel fudge because she knows that I love it. We got something when we were over there a few weeks ago. So she brought me some. Paige is very tired. The 6 week practice period starts next week. Oh no, you need to remember to relax a lot when you're home. You linked yours up with the enhancement kit that T-Mart sells. Ooh. Do you have any pictures in yet? I'm waiting for her to release the astronomer one. I'm not sure that she has this weekend because I haven't been looking, but I can't wait to see what she's going to do. Diamond Heart is working on Kraken 2. You worked on that last week too, didn't you? I think so. Maybe. I don't know. Hi Dawn, by the way. Yeah. Oh my god. So I have a month to recuperate from this weekend until we're going on a what would you call that? Hang on, I need to Google. Vacation house, maybe. I think that's the name of it. A vacation house with some of David's family. So I have to be all fit for company again. Yeah. You haven't taken any pictures yet, Dawn? I want to see some pictures. Please put some in. I mean, I have getting to the point in this one where there is AB, in the flowers and stuff. So I'm really liking. But I'm wondering if I have enough. I don't know. If not, I have to look at the ones that I have spare if I have anything that could, be put in instead. It's so weird because this one has so many browns and stuff. So I'm like, there isn't a whole lot of the sorry, a whole lot of the brighter colors. I'm like, you know what? I still have a lot of ground to cover here. Will I have enough? Yeah. But I think I will. Hmm. You know what, you guys? We've been here about an hour and almost 10 minutes. And I said about an hour. So I think I'm gonna end this one here. I'm so sorry that we just got started and some just popped in. Hopefully, I can persuade you all to be back next week with a regular, regular scheduled week, whatever. So, for more gossip from the retreat and my life in general, please watch the women chat on Tuesday. And I'm just getting a picture from Dawn, so let's look at that before I end. We're getting a picture. Ooh, wow. I need to save it so that we can get a bigger look at it. Oh, can you see that? She's beautiful. That face of hers is so beautiful, Dawn. Pretty, pretty. But yeah, next week we will have my weapon chat and then an unboxing. I still have to unbox my birthday present. And then Saturday there will be a fairy tale again. Yeah, she's so beautiful, Dawn. And then next Sunday, a live. And I would say that you should be watching my weapon chat on Tuesday. There might be something that, would be interesting. Just saying. I mean, look at my channel and you might figure out if you've been here for a while. And yeah. So check out the weapon chat. And thank you all for showing up today. I'm so happy you were here. And thank you, Dawn, for watching my weapon chats. So yeah. Thank you for being here. I love you all. And I will see you all in the next videos I'm doing. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Have a great week. Have a great day. And yeah, see you. Bye.